This is the simplest and easiest way for you to get strong for wrestling. Let's discuss. What's going on, guys? My name is Josh Settlage. I am the BJJ strength coach. I guess you could say I'm also the wrestling strength coach, even though I never use that hashtag, but I am a wrestling coach also, so I am gonna help you wrestlers out as well. And what we're gonna talk about today is the simplest and easiest way for you to get stronger on the mat. Before I dive into it, I wanna invite you guys to sign up for my free 4-week strength program. It's around the time that I'm filming this video, it's the off season for a lot of you wrestlers, and maybe you're thinking like, I know I need to lift this off season, but I have no idea what the heck I should be doing. I already got that answered for you, I already got that covered. I'm here to help you guys out. I have a free 4-week strength program that I'd love to send you. All you gotta do is just click the link below. You guys will be able to get that program for free. First things first, we have to recognize that nobody ever lost a wrestling match because they were too strong. That's ridiculous. And on the other side of things, no one ever got injured because they were too strong. The only time you're gonna get injured is because you're weak. Your muscles, your ligaments, and your tendons all work together to hold your body together so you can start blasting people with some double legs, so you can start snapping people's faces down into the mat, so you can start crushing people with cradles and turning them to their back. If everything is strong and working the way it's supposed to be, you're not gonna get injured. It's just when one of those links in the chain are weak where you start to pull a muscle, when you start to tweak some ligaments or some tendons in your shoulders and in your knees, when you start to get a bunch of pain and bulging discs in your neck. I've been there. I've been so banged up over the course of my wrestling and jiu-jitsu career, and I want to help you guys not get injured and also win a lot more matches along the way. During the time that I'm filming this video, it's about, for most wrestling athletes, it's the off season. And the off season is a great opportunity for you to pack on a lot more muscle and get stronger. That should be your primary focus for this off season. Yes, you're probably gonna try a couple wrestling camps. Yes, you're still gonna do some off-season wrestling so you can get better at your technique. Those are all important and you should do those things. But what you're doing outside of the wrestling room, the #1 priority needs to be get as much muscle as possible, get as strong as possible. And here's why. The stronger you are, the more resilient of an athlete you're gonna be. The stronger you are, the more effective the techniques that you're actually practicing this off season are gonna be when it comes time to using them in a live match. Again, no one ever lost a wrestling match because they were too strong. And now that we have the time, we're not competing 2 to 6 times every single week. You're not having to cut weight every single week. You're not having these long, grueling wrestling practice every single day. Because we have this off season, now is the time that you should dedicate and focus on building as much muscle as possible and getting as strong as possible. And this method right here, compiling workouts in this particular fashion that I'm gonna show you guys, is the simplest and easiest way to do that. This program that we're gonna focus on and kind of build together is one of the simplest things that you can start doing and following over this summer or at least over this off season so you can start building more muscle. This is gonna be a 4-day training split, and it's gonna be upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. You're just gonna alternate focusing on one of those 2 areas of your body over the course of the 4 days of the training split. And then you're gonna repeat and hit the workouts again, continue to get jacked, continue to build more muscle, continue to hit PRs on some of those lifts, and continue to get stronger so you can start winning more matches and getting injured less. So let's go ahead and break down how we're gonna build out this program. So we're lifting 4 days a week. On each of those training days, you're gonna pick one main movement. So if it's an upper body day, you're gonna pick a main movement that's either a horizontal press or a vertical press. Horizontal press being something like the floor press, the Larson press, the bench press, sometimes if you know how to properly bench press. Vertical press being something like overhead press, a landmine press, a overhead dumbbell press, a Z press. If you guys haven't tried the Z press, you're gonna wanna give it a try. It's pretty tough. The lower body days, you're gonna pick a main movement for those days, and I like to break those up between squat movements and deadlift movements or hip hinge movements. So squat movements being your back squat, your Zercher squat, your box squat, your Zercher box squat. Deadlift movements being conventional deadlift where your feet are close together, sumo deadlift where your feet are out wide, or maybe you're doing a variation of a deadlift like an RDL or a stiff leg deadlift. You're gonna start out by picking one movement for each of those training days, and on your main movement, you're gonna do anywhere from 4 to 6 sets to 4 to 6 reps. Very basic. This is how I would lay it out. Week 1, you do 4 sets of 6 on your main movement. Week 2, you do 5 sets of 5 reps on your main movement. And then week 3, you do 6 sets, 4 reps. On week 4, you take a little bit of a deload, maybe only do 3 sets of 4, 3 sets of 3 at a lighter weight. After you complete your main movement, you're gonna move on to your secondary movement. Your secondary movement is gonna be an exercise that contributes to your main movement, but is gonna focus in on a couple different weaknesses. So, sticking with the example of the upper body, let's say your main movement is the floor press. Your secondary movement could be a close grip floor press. It could be a floor JM press, where it's kind of like a hybrid between a floor press and a skull crusher. It could be a horizontal row of some kind. It's a movement that's gonna complement well with your main movement, but is gonna focus in on one of those weak points. And for your secondary movement, you're gonna do 3 to 5 sets of anywhere from 8 to 12 reps, depending on kind of what the exercise is. After that, you're gonna pick 1 to 2 accessory movements. Now this is where you guys can have a lot of fun and just get freaking jacked. So think about these as being your traditional bodybuilding movements. If we're doing upper body, that's gonna be things like your dips, your pull-ups. It's gonna be curls, tricep push downs, dumbbell rollbacks, one-arm dumbbell rows, like the fun stuff, the stuff that just gets you freaking rocked out and looking jacked in your singlet. Knock yourself out with those. You're gonna do anywhere from 3 to 4 sets of anywhere from, let's say, 8 to 15, maybe even upwards of 20 reps on some of those movements. Then when you finish your workout, at least for me and all of my athletes, I like to have them finish with some sort of injury prevention, quote unquote, prehab work. So that could be bird dogs, core work, some heavy farmer carries, some side planks, some, if you're doing upper body things for shoulder health, like the dumbbell Serrano press, the face pull, maybe even some band pull aparts. You wanna do a lot of reps on those so you can get tons of blood flow working through those muscles or those common injury sites. And I like to do 2 to 3 sets of 25 to 50 reps per set. And that's basically how you're gonna structure a training program so you can start getting stronger this off season. If we did the same thing for the lower body, pick a main movement, 4 to 6 sets of 4 to 6 reps. Say we do the Zercher squat for the main movement. Then you're gonna pick your secondary movement, hit 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Let's say we do a goblet squat. You're gonna hit your goblet squats. Then you're gonna pick 1 to 3 accessory exercises that are just gonna get you freaking rocked out and looking jacked. Walking lunges, hamstring curls, step ups. You're gonna pick those exercises, and then you're gonna do your kind of like, you know, don't mess yourself up exercises. So that could be Copenhagen planks, that could be any sort of ab or lower back work, that could be some kettlebell swings, heavy single arm farmer walks, all that good stuff. Remember that about every 3 to 4 weeks, you want to rotate in some new exercises. As long as you're making progress from week to week, you know you're on a good track. If you start to feel a little bit banged up, there's no shame in just kind of deloading for a week or dropping the intensity down a little bit, doing 1 or 2 less sets, doing 3 to 5 less reps per set, and keep continuing to move forward, continuing to build more muscle, continuing to get freaking jacked so you can, you know, look huge in your singlet and smash everybody when you wrestle them next season. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you guys can be the first to know when I drop a new video. I'm super fired up to be sharing this information with all of you, and it's my dream to spread this information out to as many wrestlers as possible. Thank you again for watching. If you're interested in that free 4-week strength program, just click the link below. You guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Joshua Settlage, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.